WorldLeaks claimed it had published roughly 1.4 terabytes of Nike-related data. Nike confirmed only that it was investigating a potential cybersecurity incident. That distinction matters. Security reporting described a large directory-style inventory and product development material, including manufacturing and supply chain records. One report put the listing near 188,000 files. Other reporting cited roughly 19,000. Those are descriptions of the claim, not a Nike-confirmed inventory. Reuters said it could not download or independently verify the alleged dump. The gap between claim and confirmation is the story. This is not a closed forensic report or a proven catalog of every file. It is a household brand investigating a potential cybersecurity incident, while the access path, scope, and authenticity remain unsettled. If the listed product knowledge is genuine, the strategic risk extends beyond privacy into competitive operations. If the listing is incomplete or overstated, the investigation still carries reputational and incident response costs. Either way, product data has become the pressure surface. The pressure point was not a single customer database, it was product knowledge. For a global apparel brand, competitive advantage often lives in documents that turn a sketch into a finished run: design packages, manufacturing instructions, supplier terms, factory evaluations, and the training materials that keep partners aligned. That material can be valuable even when customer payment data is never part of the public claim. Extortion operators noticed the shift. After parts of the industry moved away from pure encryption ransomware, some groups focused on data theft and public pressure, holding sensitive business files for leverage. Security reporting describes WorldLeaks as part of that extortion-only wave, a successor narrative to earlier ransomware brands. That context explains the tactic. It does not by itself prove how any specific Nike system was reached. The strategic exposure is simple. If product development and supply chain files can be listed and threatened in public, the damage may be competitive and operational long before identity theft becomes the headline. That is a category of risk, not a map of any one portal. A class of knowledge brands cannot treat as secondary storage. For this case, the public sources do not identify which repository, identity, partner connection, or employee account may have been involved. The useful distinction is therefore between the value of the alleged material and the still unknown path to it. Product knowledge can be sensitive without proving anything about the architecture that stored it. According to WorldLeaks, claim and subsequent security reporting, the alleged haul was enormous, about 1.4 terabytes, with directory-style listings described as on the order of 188,000 files. Reporting that examined sample labels described product creation and manufacturing material, technical packs, bills of materials, design files, factory audits, and related operational documents. Those descriptions come from claim-side listings and secondary review. They are not a Nike-confirmed inventory. The reported counts vary slightly by source. Dark Reading cited 188,347 files, while the Inside Cert summary used roughly 19,000. That difference is a reason to keep the number rounded and attributed, not evidence that either outlet independently authenticated every item. A directory label can describe what a file appears to contain. It cannot establish provenance, completeness, or whether the underlying document is current. Why that matters? Even without a verified intrusion path, the claim targets competitive knowledge, pricing strategy, supplier terms, and production documentation, if authentic, could inform competitors or counterfeiters without ever touching a customer credit card. The public still does not know which systems, if any, produced the listed files, or how the claimant may have obtained them. Security reporting places the public phase in late January 2026. WorldLeaks listed Nike on an extortion site and claimed a large data release, including a countdown narrative and early coverage. Security Week reported that the listing appeared around January 22nd, with a countdown pointing to January 24th. Reuters then reported the 1.4 terabyte claim while stating that it could not download or verify the material. The timeline establishes when the pressure became public. It does not establish when access began, what system was involved, or whether the full claimed archive was authentic. What independent outlets could establish was limited. Nike said it was investigating a potential cybersecurity incident and assessing the situation. Reuters reported the WorldLeaks volume claim and said it could not download or verify the material. The record noted that authenticity had not been independently verified and that it remained unclear whether customer data was involved. What remains unknown is as important as what was claimed. The intrusion vector is not publicly established. No public record identifies the entry point of the alleged breach, including whether a third-party integration was involved. No authoritative public record confirms that Nike's product systems were fully compromised end-to-end. The crisis is real, as an investigation. The leak inventory is still claim-side evidence. For Nike, the immediate public posture was narrow: investigate, assess, and reaffirm that consumer privacy and data security matter. Multiple outlets carried that statement. The company did not, in the sources used here, publish a detailed confirmation of volume, file classes, or customer impact. For the market, the fallout is uncertainty with a brand name attached. Partners and competitors can read the claim even when authenticity is unsettled. That is how data extortion pressure works. The publication threat is the product, not only the bytes. For defenders watching from outside, the lesson is not a confirmed root cause map of Nike. It is that product data stores and partner document flows are now common extortion targets. Until the company or a competent forensic disclosure says otherwise, the access path, dwell time, and full inventory stay unknown. A later authoritative disclosure could narrow those unknowns by identifying the affected environment, the date range, the categories of authentic files, and whether personal information was involved. Until then, the responsible posture is bounded: preserve the investigation as fact, attribute the archive claims, and avoid converting a public listing into a forensic conclusion. Treat this as a risk briefing, not a closed forensic report. Because the access path is unknown, this incident cannot establish which control failed. Organizations that store product development packages, manufacturing instructions, and partner factory documents should still consider practical risk reduction. Classify those materials as high-value data, segment partner access, inventory non-human identities, and prepare public language that separates company-confirmed facts from unauthenticated extortion claims. The operational question is whether your product data estate can absorb public pressure when the first signal is an unverified listing. Controls recommended here are general risk reduction. They are not proven preventives for this case. Before we conclude, this analysis is educational only. It does not provide exploit instructions. If this analysis of Nike's alleged 1.4 terabytes leak clarified the product data risk, a like helps us reach more security-minded viewers. What is the single greatest security blind spot for companies managing product data across international partners? Drop your take in the comments.